Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Right here I'm going to be flipping these two side tables. This is the before shot. I want to give a shout out to my neighbor Joanne. She found these at the Restore or the Habitat for Humanity. One of the drawers was filled with pieces of caramel, right there you can see. And the top was really bad, and it was just really dirty. The person who had this also, I believe, had a white cat. So here I am using Simple Green, and once again, I just use it because we have it at the house. This is my side yard. I like to do work out in the sunshine while I can. These pieces of furniture did not smell like anything, so it's not like I needed the sunshine to get rid of the smells or anything. It's just a lovely day, and I love being in the garden. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean everything, and you'll see me a little bit later on getting a razor blade to get the caramel out. And I must give a shout out to Ari Katarina, who is a lady who cleans kind of dirty houses. Well, she uses a scraper to clean kitchens and bathrooms and things like that. So I never would have thought about using it, except for I watch her YouTubes and I said, oh my goodness, I bet that will work, and it worked like a charm. So I'm also taking out the drawers to clean them a little bit better. Now I also must tell you that once I finished this, I posted it on Facebook Marketplace. And today I did sell them, so I'll let you know a little bit later, how much I sold them for. So here you can see I'm trying to get the caramel moistened, and it's just not coming out. Also, I always forget to take the knobs off, which I think is really funny. So you can see here's me taking off the caramel pieces, and they came out pretty nicely. The other side only had a little bit, and there was a button stuck on it. So I just find that really funny. Anyway, so Joanne got this for me. These are solid wood, and they're oak. I'm not sure about the liners of the drawers, but it is all wood, and it weighs a lot. And I just love wood. As I mentioned before in my channels, with wood, you can almost fix anything, or you can use those pieces from other things to do other things with. So anyway, shout out to trees. I love you, trees. You give me shade, and then you make beautiful furniture that I can save and sell to somebody who needs it. So here's the scraper that I had that I could use to get little things off of wood, and it's so good. You should really watch Ari Katarina if you've never watched her clean up places. She has really good pointers. I think that these side tables might have had water damage or something. You can see the wood, there's little lines in it. So that's my guess. And after it's all done, I don't think you could tell at all that there was any water damage. I sanded all of the areas, and then I stained it with a walnut stain, which I love walnuts. So today I just want to talk about people and people helping people. So as I mentioned before, Joanne knew that I was looking for furniture to flip. So whenever she sees anything, she either buys it or tells me to go get it, and I will if I have time and if I have room in my garage. Then yesterday, my other neighbor, she walks her dog a lot. She called up and said there was a piece of furniture on the corner about maybe 2 or 3 blocks away, and it was an old dresser. So I went and picked it up. And I just want to say shout out to people who help others. Now, sometimes my parents tell me that I'm not very humble, but I don't know how to tell stories when I do nice things if I'm humble about it. So I'm going to tell you a story just to give you an idea of how maybe you can help people. And don't be afraid to help people. The worst thing they can do is be rude to you, right? So just help them. So one of the first stories I like to tell people is when I was living in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, across the street from my apartment, there was an under the building grocery store. And I'd never seen that before. And they also have those in China and other places in the world. But in America, where I live, there are no grocery stores that I can think of underneath like malls or big buildings. But in the UAE, that happens a lot. And in China, that happened. Anyway, so I was in line ready to pay for my items. And I could see in front of me, there was a man kind of arguing with the guy who was working there. I won't forget, but right now I have washed the furniture with Simple Green, and now I'm bringing it inside to rinse it off with fresh water. After I finish that, I put the furniture out in the parking area so it can nicely dry off. I am in the Pacific Northwest. Right now the weather is lovely, but once it starts to get into the winter months, it rains a lot here, so don't be fooled. So you can see the inside of the desks. Look how great the quality is. The actual drawer comes out and there's a huge thick piece of oak that the handle is attached to. These were so well built, I am amazed. So when I was in line waiting to pay for my items, I saw the two men arguing, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but in some countries, people dress in their national clothing. So the man ahead of me, who was looking very angry, was from Pakistan. And he was wearing the lovely long shirts with a nice baggy pants. I love those. And the gentleman who he was kind of not arguing, fighting, but like upset with was from the Philippines. And a lot of the customer care in the United Arab Emirates are the Philippines, and I'm from the Philippines. And I must say, oh my goodness, people from the Philippines, if you're out there, whoop, whoop. They are some of the loveliest people. I spent 2 weeks in the Philippines with my husband for a wedding, and oh my goodness, we were blown away how safe it was, how clean it was, and this was, I think, about 5 years ago. Anyway, so I was looking at the two men arguing because I am kind of a snoop, and I put my nose into business that it shouldn't be in. Here you can see the discoloration of the bottom of the legs. And that's why I think maybe they were in some kind of water. But anyway, you can clean that up. So I guess what had happened is the gentleman from Pakistan wanted to use a 500 dirham note. And that's about $130. And the Filipino guy wouldn't take the money because he said it's ripped and he can't be responsible for the bank not taking it. And this is where I think it pays, or it's, well, people don't like this, but I agree with it. It's kind of white privilege. So I'm kind of a plump white woman, and most places where I go, people are very, very, very nice to me and not afraid of me, so I have no idea what it would be like to be a traveler and people be afraid of me. So I walked up to them and I took out my 500 dirham note. I gave it to the guy from Pakistan. I took his ripped money, put it in my wallet, and they both just looked shocked. And that was the end of the problem. The man bought his groceries and we went on our merry way. If I wasn't eavesdropping, I never would have helped, right? Another nice story. The other day, I went to a local Best Buy to get some equipment for making videos because as a 53-year-old woman, I haven't made videos up until now. And as I was leaving, I saw a couple that were trying to get a big microwave oven into their car, and their car door would not open up big enough to put it in the back seat, and their trunk was too small and they didn't have any rope, nor did I. The guy from Best Buy was talking about how, well, we can keep it for you, I'll put sold, you can come back later, you know, and I'm totally an eavesdropper, as I mentioned, and I love eavesdropping. So I said, oh, I'm sorry, but I couldn't help eavesdrop, and hear that you needed some help. If you live locally, I can put your stuff in the van and I can take it for you. And they were very shocked and said, oh, wow, we live about, an hour away, so we won't bother you. And I said, oh, okay, well, sorry about that. And the gentleman said, oh my goodness, we need more people like you. And, I think a lot of times people are afraid to help others because maybe they watch too much news and think that everyone's going to kill them, or they watch too many murder mysteries on podcasts or YouTube, which I love also. But I am not joking when I say I have been helped so much in my life. A really nice story is when I was with my girlfriend Shamina. Hey, Shamina. And we were driving from Fujairah, the UAE, to Dubai. There was an Indian dance class that she liked to take, so I said, I'll go with you. And on the way there, my car got a flat tire. And outside, it's like 110 degrees. It's on the side of kind of a curvy road. And I told her, it's okay. I can change the tire. I'm an American woman and I can do anything. And so I got out of the car, and it was a new car to me, so I didn't really know how to change it because you have to put the jack in a certain hole. So I have the door, open. I'm looking through the book, and a lovely local Emirati guy pulls over in his white Range Rover. He comes out in his white Kandura and his white headpiece, and he says to me, hello, I can help you change the tire. And I said, oh, thank you, but it's okay. I'm an American woman and I can do anything. Yeah, okay, I was about 30, maybe 33. Yeah, okay. So I'm trying to change the tire, and he's just looking at me with his arms crossed. My friend Shamina is looking at me like, Heiser, what are you doing? And I'm like, Anyway, so after about 5 minutes, I said to the gentleman, yes, okay, you can change it. And I am not joking. Like in about 2 minutes, he had changed the tire. His clothes were still immaculately white. And he said, have a good day. And he drove away out to his home. And, how lovely is that? Right here, I'm pointing at all the water damage, and I just took off the little glides off the bottom of the legs, and I'm going to sand off all the black spots, so, it's discolored, but no problem. Most things one can fix. So anyway, after I fixed these, you'll see how pretty they look at the end. My brother came over and he thought they were gorgeous, and I thought, yeah, I'll sell them for like $150. And then I thought to myself, let's just get rid of them. Someone can use them. So I put them out in my house, so that way my house is warmer than the garage. And I put them on Craigslist and also on Marketplace on Facebook. And in about a half an hour, a young lady named Katie, shout out to Katie, came by, and she's redoing her place, and she likes different kinds of wood. So I sold them actually for $100 is what I posted them for, and she nicely gave me $100, and she went on her merry way. And I just love meeting people. I like flipping furniture because something isn't being, thrown in the garbage. This was purchased for $5 per piece. However, normally I try to get things that are on the side of the street or, for free that are really beat up. Anyway, so here I am. I'm using a walnut stain on this. Walnut is my favorite stain color. And once I give a tour of my home, you will see lots of dark wood. I just love dark wood. It makes me really happy. So I sold these pieces for $100, $50 each. And then I started working on my next piece, which I will post pretty soon. So once again, all of these videos I'm doing in August of 2022. And the reason for that is I want a whole bunch of videos. So when I'm gone, you guys won't miss me. Now I'm staining the little knobs a little bit darker. I did sand them first. And then I got these little, what do you call them? Casters? No, little slides. Now here you can see my little fat hands. I used to use my dad's extra large gloves, and they're way too big. So then I went online. I went off of a YouTube channel lady, Transcend Furniture, because I was under the impression that if you click on their link and you buy something from them, then they will get, from Amazon, they will get a percentage for that. So I clicked on hers and I got some gloves and some Howard's Feed and wax, and then she had these really nice little ratchety screwdriver set that I bought, and something else. Anyway, so I bought the small because my hands are like little baby fat hand girl. And even my students, when I used to teach in the UAE, they would say, "Oh, miss, your hands are like little babies." And labna. Labna is a kind of white milk product. And yes, even when I'm thinner, my fingers are really fat. And the small fit, but my hands are so fat, I have to stretch the glove to put them on. So people who make these gloves really need to have fatty hand ones. So now you can see the before and after. Here's what it looks like afterwards. And the insides are now nice and lovely. And there you go, Projects with Paula. I hope you subscribe, and if you want to buy me a coffee, the link is down below. And have a really great day. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.